Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I haven't worn this hat in a while. I have like 4 hats sitting on my dining room table, which, oh, I have my new lip gloss. That's what I need to use. Which doubles as, where is it? This Manny MUA lip gloss I can throw away now. It doubles as my work desk, where I do all my videos and stuff, and my computer. Why can't I have so much crap in this fanny pack that serves as my purse? But I just got new lip gloss today. Oh, here it is. It is the Marc Jacobs lip gloss. It's like 38 bucks, 30 bucks or something. It was expensive. But I tried a couple of them out at Sephora. It's really nice. It's not really too shiny, do you think? Every rose has its thorn. I've been using these rose. They're called something rose. Something rose. I don't know. Carnation rose? No, that's not it. Something rose wax smells at home. They smell so good, and I don't usually like the smell of roses. Like roses, the flowers, I always stop to smell them if I'm in stores. Do you do that? I always, you know, take time to smell the roses. I noticed the other day when I was putting it in my vlog, how it goes in and out, in and out, in and out of focus all the time. But anyway, if I'm in a store, I always stop and smell roses. I always stop and smell flowers anyway. I have to take time to stop and smell the roses. But I don't usually like the smell of roses, like a bouquet of roses. I think they kind of smell like funeral flowers. I don't know why. They remind me of the smell of funeral homes. I remember when my grandma died, my mom had this, like, if you walked out of the kitchen, there was like this closet. It was like this tall closet with like 3 shelves on it. And and it's where you just like kept random stuff. And like we had like in there just all kinds of stuff. But anyway, she had brought home, like, when my grandma died, several of like these dried flower arrangements or something. I don't know why we would have had them, but one of them was roses, like dried roses that were in there. Or maybe they dried out and then she put it in there, or I don't know why, but every time I would open that like pantry door, it wasn't really a pantry because the pantry was in the kitchen, but like every time that we would open that, or every time I would open that closet door, it just like stank of roses through like that whole area there, and I hated it. It always reminded me of my grandma's funeral. So yeah, how are you guys today? Just went and got a fountain pop with Tanya. I just realized I've been drinking a lot of fountain pops lately. I need to slow it down. By the way, this is not going to be a super long vlog tonight. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter of a vlog, probably. I tried to get into my book a little bit. The Hand on the Wall, which is the 3rd part of the Truly Divas series. I don't know if it's because I was just like listening to so many books. That's like, I finished Mindhunter and it was like, and I've like started listening to like 10, 20 minutes a day. I listened to a little bit last night, went home, watched, oh, well, I filmed my vlog early last night. Watched Cheer last night. I'm really into the show Cheer right now. I'm loving it. And, you should definitely check it out if you haven't checked it out. It's a good documentary series. I mean, it's not like a mystery or anything, but it's just about a cheer squad in Corvina, Texas or something. I can't remember what the school is called, but it's a good show. I like it. Oh, man. From working out yesterday, was so sore when I woke up today. My legs and my thighs. I was going to go work out today. I was going to go work out tonight, actually. And my thighs were so sore. Like, I literally, like, I woke up and I, like, put my legs on the floor and I was like, oh. Just from this stuff that she had me do yesterday, which wasn't major. I was telling Alex that tonight, and he was like, well, that means that it was a good workout. And I said, yep. What did I do today? The reason it's gonna be shorter is because the last couple have been really long. I did like an hour and a half, an hour and 47 minutes, 40 something minutes. And then yesterday was like over an hour. And so tonight I'm like, I'm just gonna do a shorter vlog tonight, let people kind of get caught up a little bit if they want to. So I don't know how long it'll be, we'll see. But I don't know what I was gonna say earlier. Every rose has its thorn. Do you like that song? I love that song by Poison. Let's see, what did I do today? I got up and did a bunch of stuff around the house, hung out with the dogs, kind of lacked any motivation when I got up, in all honesty. I just kind of hung out. It was cold today. It was real cold. It's 19 degrees right now. And of course I have my Birkenstock sandals on. And I got up and what did I do? I did something around the house. I don't know, made the bed, cleaned up a little bit. And when I got all that stuff done, I keep on forgetting that I have to read that book for my Peterisms channel called Make Your Bed. It's only like an hour long on Audible or 2 hours long or something like that, so it won't be, I want to read it, so I'm excited about that, but I keep on forgetting I have to read that. I'll read that next. So I got all that stuff done, and then I went and got a coffee, and then I wanted to go to Sephora because somebody had sent me this like Sephora kit of favorites, all these lip balms, and I wanted to get it. Oh darn it, I wanted to order it tonight. I forgot to do that. So I wanted to order it, or I wanted to get it, and so this guy that I know, this friend of mine, I think his family, like his grandma, this is Evan that I'm talking about, I think his grandma and his aunt watch my vlog, he said one time, so hi, if you watch the vlog. But, so I texted him, I was like, are you working today? And he was like, yeah, but he was on break, and I was like, asking him if they had that, and so he looked it up for me. He's like, we don't have it in yet, but your lip gloss is in, because I had wanted that lip gloss and they were out of it, and so he saved one when they restocked them for me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna come in, and he's like, well, I don't come back at 5, so I ran to the post office, and then I came back, the traffic was bad, and then I came back to Sephora, and I went into Sephora, and he and I talked for a long time, and I looked at different products, and oh, there was also shampoo and conditioner. I was asking him about shampoo and conditioner that's really good for gray hair, like silver, like whitish silver hair. And he told me to check out, he said it's expensive, but he told me to check out Oribe. And they didn't, he said they don't carry it, you can only order it online, like on Beautylish, I think he said, or they also have a website. He was like, it's what Jaclyn Hill uses. I was like, well, if it's what Jaclyn Hill uses, then I guess I should probably have to have it. But I've always wanted like a really good shampoo conditioner for white hair that will bring out, like, it'll make like the white even shinier than it already is, you know? And I used for a long time the Aveda Blue Malvo shampoo, and I just didn't love it. I really like Aveda products, but they make my hair just fall flat because they're all natural products. And, which is great, right? But like, it just makes my hair like really have no body to it whatsoever, which I hardly have any body to my hair anyway, but my hair's just super thick, and so it just lays down and it's hard to do anything with. I used to love, I might buy some of this. I might go to Aveda tomorrow. Do I have the time tomorrow? I might go to Aveda tomorrow and get some, what's that stuff called? Oh, it's like their main shampoo. Shampure. I might get some Shampure and then the conditioner that goes along with it, because I love that stuff. Because I don't think like the blue, I still have a huge amount. I bought like the big container of the blue shampoo, the Blue Malvo shampoo, but I don't think that stuff works very well. And, so I really want a shampoo and a conditioner that like will brighten up my white on my hair. I'm gonna get that. So I did that, and then I got some stuff that I was gonna review today on my review channel, but I'm gonna end up reviewing it tomorrow because my video, when I was filming it, it went too long, so I just did a Sephora haul on my review video today, which was fun. I like doing like beauty skincare products on that channel. It's really fun to do. And because I love skincare stuff. And then, what else did I do after that? Oh, I came home. And I did a drama video. And I did my Peterisms video, which was a good one today. It was a good meditation. I'll talk about that in just a second. What was the second meditation about? I don't know if I remember. And then I fed the dogs, and then I did the review video, and I had all that stuff done. I was waiting for my review video to be done, and Alex was on his way home because he had late meetings and stuff tonight, so he came home. And then we sat and he put his pajamas on. He's so cute. He's like become like that dad, you know, that puts on his like pajama pants, t-shirt, and robe. Like he wears that like robe with the hoodie that I got him, like the hoodie robe, you know. He wears that like every single night. Somebody is texting me. I can't see who it is. So I'm gonna have to pull in here and see. This is who's texting me. So anyway, he came downstairs and he was hanging out with Boo and Tucker. They get so excited when he comes home. And he was watching Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. And I was just sitting there talking to him and stuff. We're talking about our day. And then I got later, and Tanya asked me if I wanted to get a fountain pop. And I asked him what he was going to do. He's like, well, I think I'm going to go to bed. After I watch he was going to watch maybe Grey's Anatomy or something. I can't remember what he said he was going to watch. And he was watching that. He said he had a couple things to catch up on. I'm thinking Grey's Anatomy because I saw something that it was like on Twitter or something that Grey's Anatomy was on tonight. I can't remember what he said that he was going to watch. But anyway, he said he was going to go to bed. He was like tired. So we've got some stuff to do this weekend. Saturday night we're going out to birthday dinner. For one of our friends. We're like meeting at somebody's house first. Like they're having like drinks and hors d'oeuvres, and then we're going to this restaurant. And this restaurant that we're going to, I have not been to for years. Alex and I used to go there for date nights sometimes. And it has like, well, back then it had like the best macaroni and cheese in the entire world, and I am so excited. And Alex said to me, he's like, do you think it's still owned by the same people? Because I think that they changed ownership, and if they changed ownership, then they might not still have the macaroni and cheese. I feel like I'm kind of losing my voice. Do you guys hear that? I feel like they might not have the same macaroni and cheese. I hope they do though, because I'm really, really wanting it. And then, I don't know, they'll probably go out and have drinks or something after that. And I'll probably come home. So that's Saturday night. And then Sunday we'll do brunch. And then tomorrow night, Tanya asked me if I wanted to go out to dinner with our sponsor and go to a meeting. So I may do that depending on what Alex is doing. Yeah, and that's that. Getting real excited to go to Arizona. I'm kind of honestly, like, obsessed about it. Like, thinking about it. It was weird because like when Alex told me, I was kind of like, oh, okay. And now I'm like, it's all I think about. I'm so excited to hang out with Mel that weekend. We're gonna have so much fun. Can I get out this way? This Waffle House over here, this friend of mine and I, he and I used to, because he lived in this area of town called Cicero, and Cicero is like down this side road through there, like when I'd take the country road sometimes, and we would come over here and we would, see there's a Waffle House right there. If you guys have never seen a Waffle House. And we would come here and we would eat at Waffle House, and he would get a chocolate chip waffle, which is just a waffle with chocolate chips sprinkled on top of it. Do I have my other hat in here? Because this hat is kind of driving me crazy. What is this? Oh, it's my gym bag. I don't think I have my other hat in here. I have coffee cups. No, I don't. This is my gym bag that I bought specifically for going to the gym. It hasn't gotten a lot of use recently, but I did have in here, look. I have a little notebook where I was like charting all of my workouts and stuff. I think I'll go back in and do that again. But, and I would get a peanut butter waffle, which was just like a waffle with peanut butter chips on it. And then we would get hash browns smothered and covered. Sometimes I would get sausage breakfast sandwiches, which were like 2 pieces of bread toasted with egg, cheese, and like sausage on it. But like just really plain sausage. It was good though. We'd sit there and talk, and their coffee was fantastic. And I got like a Christmas coffee mug there one year. And I bought him a mug too, and I took him there for his birthday, and he was so excited. What did I pull in here for? Oh, to check my phone. Valerini! Oh my God, it's my good Judy Valerini. Hey, Valerini, what's going on, gal? I love you, Valerini. Valerini. I have to tell you what this song is. It's a song that Valerie and I sing together all the time. Hold on a second. Because we heard it at the casino. And so, I don't know how, I can't play it in here because you guys will hear it. But it's Love Comes Down by Evelyn Champagne. I wonder if I start playing it, if it'll. Okay, so, do you guys know this song? It's like, love comes down. And whenever it comes on, because the casino plays like the same music always, I always like, if I'm not playing next to her, I'll text her and I'll be like, girl, it's your song. Because she always like dance. And she's like, we used to dance to this in the disco. I'm like, oh, Valerie, the disco. Did you wear gold lame dresses? I love Valerie, she's so much fun. Love comes down. I've been listening to so much, speaking of disco, I love disco music. I love The Boss. Love told me, who was the boss? Do you guys know that song by Diana Ross? I love that song. And then I love Kool and the Gang. Get your back up off the wall. How you going? How's that song go? Well, whatever, I've been singing it like in every video, and I've been singing around the house. Somebody said in my video the other day that I should sing the song I Will Survive by Diana Ross, and I was kind of like, in all honesty, and you guys know I know a lot of like older music, I was like, did Diana Ross do I Will Survive? I'm sure she did at some point, right? But didn't Gloria Gaynor get famous for I Will Survive? I thought that like, at first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. I thought that was Gloria Gaynor. But you know what's so funny is that when I first started going out, oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys something. When I first started going out back in the day and I would go to drag shows, there was this drag queen here in town. Her name was Lena Myers, and she always wore, like, I wonder where Lena Myers is today. She would always wear a lot of fringe, and she would spin and spin and spin and spin and spin. I thought she was fantastic. And she would do Knock on Wood. You better knock on wood. Do you remember that song? I love that song. Okay, let me tell you something. So, I had this friend back in the day, and he, I met him when I first came out, okay? And he'll like hit me up on like Facebook or Instagram like every couple years. But I haven't talked to him in like 4 or 5 years, right? When he did drag back in the day, when he did drag, his name was Natalie Cooper. I don't know how I remember that, but anyway, that was his drag name, Natalie Cooper. He picked Natalie from The Facts of Life. Mindy Cohn from The Facts of Life was Natalie. Do you remember that? You take the good, you take the bad, you take it all, and then you have the facts of life. The facts of life. When the world never seems. Anyway, he was Natalie Cooper. And I do believe, oh no, I was gonna say, because I always talk about Martika's Kitchen, but like it was another friend of ours that did Martika's Kitchen. So I remember this one year back in the day, or this one time back in the day, there was this, Indianapolis at that time was kind of a hub for drag, and there was this drag queen here in town. I don't know if she still lives here or what she does. I don't know anything about any of these drag queens anymore. I haven't seen him or talked to him in probably 25 years since I got sober. Most of them, but there was this one, her name was Samantha Sinclair, and I will never forget, and she was literally like, I think when she started working in bars, she was underage. I think she was like 20, she was maybe the same age as me, 20, 21, something like that. She was so fantastic. She literally looked like Britney Spears back then, okay? And, I mean, Britney Spears wasn't even out. She wasn't even famous then, you know? And she looked unbelievable. And I remember she used to do this Melissa Etheridge song, and she would come out in these chaps and this like halter top thing, and people would just get, and she had like real just normal hair, like natural hair, it wasn't like all done up or anything, and people would go crazy for her. I wonder where she's at today. She was kind of a big deal here in town. But anyway, this friend of mine, we'll just call him Natalie Cooper. Natalie, a couple days ago, 2 days ago on the Instagram, he sent me this message, and he was like, I'm so confused. Like, he was confused by my Instagram. He's like, what is it that you do now? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, what is all this? And I was like, I make YouTube videos. And he was like, oh, it makes sense now. But anyway, we started talking, and he said to me, it was so funny, because he said, I'm so proud of you that you got sober. It was kind of sad at the same time too, because he was like, so many people that we were friends with didn't make it out, or like they died, or they're still stuck in it. No, he said so many people that we were friends with died, or they're still stuck there, meaning like in addiction, right? And he was like, I'm so proud of you. He was like, that you got sober and that you're like living your life and having a great time doing it. He goes, you always seem like you're having so much fun. And he goes, I remember the days that I was pulling your head out of trash cans in downtown Indiana, which he did. Like, you know, I mean, probably literally I'd be throwing up in a trash can or something, you know, although I didn't throw up a whole lot back in the day, but he was somebody that, you know, really, really looked out for me a lot. Like, really made sure that I was okay and that I wasn't getting into trouble. And, I mean, we would go out a lot, and he would just make sure that, like, I made it home safely. And, you know, it was at the end. And, you know, I feel very blessed that I had, because I said to him something about, he said he was going to be 52 or 53, I think 53 this summer, 52 this summer. And I said, oh, I thought we were the same age. I said, no, he'll be 53, because I realized he's 5 years older than me. And I said, I thought we were the same age. And you know what's interesting is that when I came out when I was 18 and started going out. I was out all the time, and I was like in the scene at 18. I was so blessed, which would have made sense, because they would have been 18, 19, 19 to 20, 21. I mean, they would have been 21 to 23 at the time, you know, upwards of that to 30. I had so many really, really good guy gay friends that were anywhere from, let's say, 21, 22 to 30 that really, really took care of me and watched out for me and never tried to get in my pants, never wanted anything from me. You know, like, I just feel very blessed that I had people watching out for me. I had this one friend of mine back then, and I can remember when I was like 21, he was like 36, because we were like 15 years age difference. And I can remember thinking how old 36 was, which is so funny to me now when I look back at that. I think 36 is young when I look back on it, right? But he had like the best apartment and drove a great car, and he just seemed to have his life all together, you know? His life was just so completely all together. He was a real heavy drinker though. I think I didn't realize it at the time because I drank so much. So you don't really realize how much other people drink when you drink that much, because quite frankly, you want to surround yourself by people that drink that much, because if you're an alcoholic, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, you want people around you that drink as much as you do, because then your drinking doesn't seem like a lot. Is my phone still charging? Did she text me back, Valerini? No, she don't care about me. But anyway, you don't care about me, Valerini. So you want people around you. I mean, I don't think it's intentional, but like, I think you attract like-minded people. So you're with a lot of people that drink and use drugs, and I definitely was. I mean, the people that I surrounded myself with, we all drank the same way. I mean, I drank a lot more, obviously, but I think many of them did use drugs, all that kind of stuff. And out of all of it, I think most of my friends used drugs more than they drank, and I drank more than I used drugs. Which I think, you know, today, I think maybe the outcome would be different. I think, like, alcoholism leads to, like, or alcohol consumption leads to sloppiness, leads to people noticing that you have a problem. It's like right there. And I was using other stuff too. But I think, like, with some of the things that they were using, for example, they were like using cocaine probably on the level that I was using cocaine too, but they were using cocaine on the level that I was drinking. Well, you don't really notice it, I think, as much, except for that you don't have money and things like that, if that makes sense. Now, I think today, with like opioid use, I think it might be different. I think people that are like compulsively using opioids, I think, I mean, you notice it right away, and it really affects every aspect of their life. So I don't know. I just think that I was so messy that it was like everybody saw truly how messy I was, you know, and it just was causing problems to me and to everybody else. And but I think about this one friend of mine that I had, and I thought about reaching out to him sometimes. The last time that we talked was not a very good conversation. You know, 12-step programs are programs of attraction. They're not, you don't go and preach to somebody and say, you need to do this, or you should do this, or whatever, you know? Like, I mean, I might say to somebody, you should give it a chance, you know, you should try it just once or twice, and if it's not for you, you know, then it's a whatever. But I had a conversation with this friend of mine because I was concerned about his drinking, and it just didn't go over well. I didn't even say anything, really. You know, he was just like, well, what do you do to not drink? And I was like, well, I'm active in a 12-step program, and I have friends of mine that are sober, and I have a sponsor. Oh, do you still go to those classes, gal? I said, they're not classes, they're meetings. I'm like real protective of recovery when I start talking about it, you know, to like people close to mine in my life. I said, they're not classes, but I understand, you know, like a lot of people call them classes, like, you know, outpatient classes, but they're not, they're meetings. And, you know, it's, you know, recommended that you try 90 meetings in 90 days. Oh, girl, I don't have time for 90 meetings in 90 days. I said, well, how often were you drinking? Well, every day. Well, you can't go to a meeting every day, but you were drinking every day? Oh, girl, it's not that bad. Well, it's bad, because it's been that bad. But it was that bad up till about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I just stopped hearing from him, you know? But he was somebody that really, really, really made sure that I was okay when I was younger. And I'm super thankful for him. There's a lot of people like that. There was this one guy, I don't actually know how he passed, but he was like, I like look up because he was really tall. He was like 6'4", 6'5", real muscular. He'd always just take me these huge bear hugs, you know? He'd be like, you okay? And he'd check on me and stuff, you know, when I would see him. And I just feel very, very blessed. You know, my story could be so much worse, and it was pretty bad. My story could be so much worse if I hadn't had people looking out for me. It was nice hearing from my friend, though. And, you know, I told him, I said, I just want to thank you for looking out for me back then. And I don't know, it's weird. I told him, I said, you know, I don't really talk to anybody anymore. Like, probably 2 years, I talked to, like, a really good friend of mine that moved to Louisville. He's moved all over the world now, but he lived in Louisville, and then he moved away, and then he moved back to Louisville, and he lives in Louisville now. And then I talked to another friend of mine that lives here. He and I were probably best friends back in the day. I mean, best friends. And of the 2 people that came in to visit me in treatment, he was one of them. And I would say our friendship, more than any others, was a friendship that went past just using together. Well, a lot of my friendships did. A lot of my friendships weren't just about the using, but when the using wasn't there anymore, it was kind of an uncomfortable friendship, you know? But he's actually, and he was older than me by like 6 or 7 years. Yeah. And went back to school, got a very good degree, got a very good job, and he lives like in the suburbs in like a house, and he's like completely turned his life around, and not sober, not in recovery, but I don't think he needs to be. I don't think he, like, even though he partied with me, he kind of just left it and went and turned his life. But he left it. Like, he stopped going out, stopped doing any of that kind of stuff. We had a really nice conversation about 2 years ago, maybe a year ago on the phone. I can't remember. No, it was longer than that. And we were like, you know, we need to go out to have lunch and whatever. My mother loved him. She absolutely loved him. And he was just a really good friend of mine. You know, I've been really blessed to have really wonderful people in my life, and that looked out for me, or I don't know. You know, I've met a lot of people in my life that I think the friendship was very much like, what can you do for me? And if you can't do anything for me, I don't really need you. And I've met a lot of people in my life where maybe I was that way for them. I don't know, I've changed so much, you know. But I have been really, really blessed to just have some wonderful people in my life that just really cared about me, you know, and just, I mean, the qualities of these people are just phenomenal, you know, and I feel so blessed that I've crossed paths with them in my life. Not to mention, we had a hell of a good time. I mean, I was telling Tanya like, we were sharing stories when we were in Dallas. Like, we went out to dinner with our friend Demi and one of his friends there. And so his friend was like, well, what was he like back in the day? And I was like, oh my God, let me tell you some stories. And we were telling stories, and Demi was laughing. It was stuff that we wouldn't have laughed at back in the day, because it was like, you know, so serious. Like, we were so upset about it or whatever, you know, but it was so funny in retrospect. And Tanya was like, you guys, you used to have so much fun. And we did. We had so much fun, you know. And I still have a good time. I hope I'm laughing till the very end, you know? Having good times, traveling, making friends. Oh my God, you guys. I watched the RuPaul skits. I talked about this in my Peterisms video today. I watched the RuPaul skits from Saturday Night Live. Have you guys seen this? Oh my God. It is so hilarious, you guys. You have to see it. It is maybe one of the funniest things I've ever seen. RuPaul, I mean, not that I didn't, I always thought RuPaul was funny. True comedic genius. Okay, so there is this one scene, clip, whatever you want to call it, So RuPaul was just on Saturday Night Live like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or whatever. Tanya was telling me that people are saying that they think he might just win an Emmy for that episode and stuff. Okay. He did this clip where he goes to a children's library to read, you know, like shading somebody, throwing shade or reading them, you know? And so he doesn't really understand why he's there. He thinks he's there to teach them how to read, you know, like how to, like, you know, oh, so you think you're all that? Okay, girl. You know, all that. He thinks he's there to do that, to teach them how to read. But he's actually there to read children's books. And so then he gets confused and he thinks he's supposed to be, like, reading these characters like Eloise and Madeline from these books. It is so funny. Oh, my God. I showed it to Tanya tonight. When we got to the gas station, we were sitting there. I said, you have to watch this. It was so funny. And, this Madeline one, you know, like the cover of Madeline's, like all these trees and then the Eiffel Tower. And he's like, girl, he's like, you need to draw you a new Eiffel Tower. He was like, the Eiffel Tower is in Paris. It's not in the woods. He's like, girl, you've never even been to Paris. It is so funny. I got laughing so hard watching this episode, or this clip of it. It was so hilarious. And then there was another one that he did, and it was called Splitting a Check. And, like, I knew instantly they were supposed to be, it was him and this other woman, they were supposed to be, what do you call it, like Julia Sugarbaker from Designing Women. And it was like that episode where she's like in the bathroom at Suzanne's reunion, you know, and people are making fun of her, and she's like, and that, my dear, is the night, the lights, whatever, Georgia, the lights, what's the song? The lights went out in Georgia. It's hilarious. Oh. Dream. I've been singing a lot tonight, haven't I? What's that all about? How long have I been vlogging for now? So I said I wanted to make this a shorter vlog. 23 to 43. No, 23 to 33. 37 minutes. I didn't want to drive way out on this country road tonight. The dogs were so cute this morning when I got up. I like snoozed the alarm and I was like, 5 more minutes. And Tucker like stands up. PB used to do this. Tucker like stands up and I'll go like hit the alarm and then I'll go 5 more minutes, and he goes and he like crawls back in a little circle. It's so cute. They are two of the sweetest dogs ever. They love each other so much. Now they're sleeping like how they slept in their house. They're sleeping that way in our bed. They're sleeping like back to back. It's so sweet. Dream. I'm ready for Halloween again. Actually, I'm ready for summer. I'm ready for spring and summer. I'm ready for the nice weather. I'm ready for warm weather. I'm ready for summer. And it can't get here quick enough. And I don't know why it's taking so long. And now it's 17 degrees out here in the country, where the cold is like sweeping across the plains. I'm gonna try to finish this book this weekend. I said I wasn't gonna talk about books on here a lot, but I'm reading this, Hand on the Wall. It's the third part of the Truly Devious series. I really like it. It kind of starts off kind of sad, really. And it's in December. I think it's in December that it starts, and it's good. I was like, what? This thing keeps on lighting up on my rear view mirror. I don't understand why it's like lighting up. It's never done that before. But I like it. It's just kind of sad at the beginning. Somebody's died, and I don't really, to be honest with you, remember the end of the second book. Sometimes, like, that's why I like to, if I'm going to listen to a series, I like to listen to them, like, in a row, which I never do. But I like to, because then I, like, go right into what happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, with the Harry Potter stuff, I'll watch the movie before I read the next one. So, like, I'll be fine on knowing what happened. But, like, with these books, I, like, honestly, I don't remember what happened at the end of the last book. I don't remember it at all. So, I'm like, oh. Doing here? This car's like, okay. I'm going like, what is the speed limit here? I'm like, why is this car passing me? I wasn't going that slow. I'm going the speed limit. I'm going like a mile over the speed limit. Anyway, I guess she got somewhere to go. But I don't really remember. That's fine, because there are lights in my rearview mirror were distracting me anyway. And it was like making this thing light up. I don't know why. It's like I have this thing on here. Well, I don't want to push it because it's like 911, and then it's like something in the middle, and then it says assist, which I don't know what that means. But these two, like, they don't usually light up, I don't think. And like tonight they're lighting up, but when they were like, anyway, it doesn't matter. But I usually don't. Like, I like reading it, but like, I don't remember where it ended. And they kind of recap it at the beginning, but it's literally like 2 sentences that they recap. And I was like, is that all you're gonna say? And I remember her like solving part of the mystery in the second book, and I remember like where they found it, and it had to do with the staircase and all this kind of stuff, but like, I don't remember it specifically. And I wish they would have gone in and recapped it a little bit more to just like, you know, so I would understand a little bit more of what's going on, because I'm kind of confused, in all honesty. Because she's kind of like going off and talking about like, well, I think I figured this out, and he's like, yeah, and then her friend is like, yeah, but you already knew that, and I'm like confused about this conversation that they're having, and it's like right at the beginning. So I don't know, I got to get into it a little bit more, maybe it'll start triggering some memories, but it's not right now. And then I got to figure out what new books I want to read after that. I'm trying to hope that I can get, I'm going to turn around here because I'm like way out here. I'm trying to finish 4 more books before the end of the month, which I have a feeling is not going to be possible. Is there a car coming this way? Please tell me no. Because this is like this turnaround right here. No. And this town right here that I'm turning around in with this church is literally like a street. There's a church on one side, a church on the other side, and like 5 houses on either side of the street, and that's the town. So that means Peter needs to, is it out of focus again? That means Peter needs to get out of here. Because this is like a Stephen King novel, and, you know, a town like that. Come on. Oh, come on, don't go out of focus. Has it been out of focus? This little light of mine, I'm gonna make it shine. That was a magic trick. Can you even believe it? This little light of mine, I'm gonna make it shine. So yeah, and to be honest, I loved the first 2 books. So I'm hoping that the 3rd book doesn't suck, but somebody commented on my booktube video, and because I talked about that I was reading it on there, and they said that they finished it and they really liked it. Somebody else, I think it was my favorite books of 2019, because I mentioned the staircase one. I can't remember what that one was called. It was the second installment. It was the second book. I said that it was one of my favorite books of last year, and that series was one of my favorite series ever that I've read. And did y'all hear that Suzanne Collins, who wrote Hunger Games, is coming out with a new book supposedly, or a new series or something? It's been forever. It's about time. I love the Hunger Games. Oh my God. I read those books like back. They were all out when I read them. So I literally read those in like back to back in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I can remember. It was in the summer when I read them, because I read them on the front porch. Those were so good. So good. And that was before I really liked like world building or dystopian stuff or whatever. I just thought they were so great. And I actually thought I think Mockingbird was my favorite. I guess I've read a couple series. I read the Twilight series. I thought it was horrible. I read the 50 Shades of Grey series. I thought it was horrible. I just did that because all of my friends had read them. But you know the thing about those 50 Shades of Grey books is, like, if you read them, you have to keep on reading them. And you'll know what I mean if you've read them, or if you don't. Like, I wouldn't suggest reading them if you haven't. They're not great. They're an okay story, in all honesty. Like, so this is kind of how I compare Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey. And supposedly, 50 Shades of Grey was Twilight fan fiction, supposedly. And fan fiction's like those websites where, like, people, like, create little stories about, okay. So, supposedly, 50 Shades of Grey was Twilight fan fiction. I don't know if that's true or not. Did you guys ever hear that? Did anybody else hear that, or is that just me? I guess I could look into that. E.L. James, who wrote the book. The thing is that Twilight was written so horribly. Like, I just felt like the writing style, it just was very basic. The style, the writing, the dialogue, everything was horrible about it, right? But the story was fantastic. I thought the story was so interesting, and I thought it was so well developed, and I thought the characters were well developed, and I thought that it was interesting. Like, you could really, like, I mean, I can remember just sitting there and just, like, I forced myself to finish, like, the last 2 books, but the story was good. I think Eclipse was my favorite. No. What's the second one? The second one was my favorite. Twilight, New Moon or Eclipse. It was my favorite. Breaking Dawn, I hated. Oh my God. I forced myself to finish that book in one night. I read so much of that book in one night. And then 50 Shades of Grey, like, the story is not that great, and it's so slow. And she's so, like, oh my God, that Anastasia or whatever her name is, she just is baffling to me. Like, I don't know, she didn't make great decisions, and, like, she just was not. It was at the end again. I guess I've gone longer than I thought I did. I don't know, she was an unbelievable character for me. I just didn't buy into her a lot. Maybe in the last book, but not the first 2. And no, it's not just about the game room scene. When she's like, your game room? Like, where you keep your Nintendo? I mean, she was like that the whole book, you know? And, but I will say this, the writing was fantastic. Like, grammar, sentence structure, it flowed well. It was very well written, but the story was boring. But the thing that she did that was really, really smart was that, like, 3 chapters before the end, something would happen. And it was, in the first one to the second one, it was like this mystery occurred, right? Well, it happened in the first to the second, and it happened in the second to the third as well. Is that this, like, kind of mystery was evolving, but, like, throughout the book, but in like the last 3 or 4 chapters, 3 chapters, it really came out, right? So then you want to find out what's going to happen, so you have to read the next book. So you read the next book, and then the majority of the book is about their relationship, and it's kind of like got as like a sub-issue, this thing that's going on with, like, the mystery. Like, one of the mysteries was about the older woman that he was friends with, and then the other mystery was about her employer. Like, if you guys remember this, I don't want to ruin it for people that haven't seen it, but, and so I think it was her employer. It's been so long since I've read those books, but I was like, I wanted to finish it because of that. You know what I mean? Like, that was the reason that I wanted to finish it. So, why is my phone not shutting off? Ugh. Okay. But they just really weren't that great. Now, the Hunger Games series, that was fantastic. What's another series that I really, really liked? Oh, The Pines. Oh my God, by Blake Crouch last year. That was fantastic. I wasn't ready for that to be over. That was so good. And what else? I don't really like series. I like standalones. Although, I know this is going to sound stupid, but the thing is, well, oh, no. My Life is a White Trash Zombie, but I haven't finished it yet, but I love it. And I love The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, but I've only read Cinder. But I liked Cinder. I've always thought it would be fun to read a series like that Janet Ivanovich, you know, that writes like all these books in a series, like 20 books. I always thought that would be fun to read a series that was like that long. But at this point, I'm not sure like I really care. I bought on my... on Audible, is it Michael Connelly? Is that who I bought? Was it a Harry Bosch novel? No, it's the guy that writes about the psychiatrist. He has a long name. I can't think of what his name is now. But he has a series of books about this psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever. He wrote a book called Over the Edge that I started reading years ago and I really liked it. Why can't I think of what his name is? He has a wife, Kellerman. I think it's Kellerman. And his wife, I think, writes books too and is a famous author. But I bought the very, very first one. It's like Cradle something or something like that. I bought the very first one in his series. And I meant to listen to it like a year ago. Do you remember that? Oh my God, my battery is dying. Well, guess what? I'm right here at the gravel pit. I'm going to end this here in a second anyway, so... You know what? I'm talking about books, and I'm just going to end this, because I said I was going to do an earlier one anyway, so I'm going to end it now. I didn't realize. Go change it, and then, anyway. I'm going to just, I'll read that book, that series, one of these days, that Kellerman book. I can't remember what it is. Jonathan Kellerman, that's his name. So anyway, I'm going to end this now, since I said it was going to be a little bit shorter, and I don't know, 23 and 23, and whatever this is at, so, and 4, so 46. Oh, it's about 50 minutes long. That's not even that short of a vlog, is it? Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday, unless you have other plans, but don't ever forget that, thank God it's Friday. I hope you're having an amazing Friday, unless you have other plans, like I always say. Do something fun today. Plan something fun for this weekend. It's the weekend. Do something fun, or plan to just relax and watch a series on Netflix. I highly suggest The Pharmacist for something serious, and Cheer for something a little bit more fun, but it's got some sad parts in it too. Some endearing parts. And yeah, do something today that will make yourself proud when you look back on today, 5 or 10 years down the road. You'll be like, yeah, I'm really glad I did that. I'm really glad I worked out yesterday. Not so glad that I'm drinking so many fountain pots. Anyway, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say, I love you. Wait. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you do your positive affirmations and you say, I love you, you are valuable, you are important, you matter, you're worthy of good things. Today is going to be a great day, and 2020 is going to be the best year you've ever had, full of success, and all your dreams are going to come true. All your dreams are going to come true in 2020. We're going to make it happen. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and you let them know how important they are to you. Just let somebody random in your life today, call them up, say, hey, you know what? I just wanted to let you know how much you mean to me. You're important to me. I love you. Thank you for being in my life. And practice random acts of kindness. Do something just kind, gentle, and sweet for somebody today. And don't tell anybody about it. Just do it because it's a nice thing to do. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.